5 must-haves at a wedding from the guy's perspective, from the groom's perspective.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so music runs the show. So I would say, number 1, don't go too long on the ceremony.
There you go.
Like, you got to do the ceremony and you got to have your moment and your love, but like, don't. Right, everyone's really excited to get to the cocktail hour.
Yep, everyone's excited.
Don't lose the energy.
Yeah, so let's find the balance between like honoring each other and getting this thing started off the right way, but also realizing why everybody came. So let's not go too long on the ceremony. Number 2, like cocktail hour's got to be incredible. While bride and groom, while you guys are off taking pictures and doing your thing, like we need to have great cocktails. We need to have great finger foods. Everyone's hungry, right? I want a little sushi. I want a little shrimp cocktail.
Nice.
I want like really good little like finger crab cakes. I think cocktail hour really sets the tone. The music, I think you can go either way. I've seen great like big bands that can play anything, multiple different singers, and it's awesome. DJs can also work great. Music is critical. You got to keep people out there. You got to keep people engaged on the dance floor. I don't even know how many things I just gave. Was that 3?
That's 4. That's 4. Give us one more.
That's 4. All right, so one more. Yeah, and this sounds cheesy, but like you just got to have your people there, right? Like you got to have your people that you want to share this moment with, because you're going to wake up the next morning for breakfast and meet your family and friends, and you're going to reminisce. It's like college, right? You wake up after the night before. The best part was talking about the night before and rehashing all the moments and all that. So you want to make sure you have your people there that mean a lot to you, that you want to share hopefully the best day of your life with, and be able to live. Oh, and film it. I regret not filming my wedding. We did a photographer, no videographer. And I regret it. I would love to be able to show my kids, my wife and I's wedding. We only have photos. Big regret. So I'm actually going to move that. Like, besides me, I'm going to move that like way up the list. Way up the list. Get that shit on video.
There we go. Take notes, Brandon. All right. Who was the more eccentric quarterback?
It probably is. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. But, everyone heard my speech on Thomas Edison. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't even Thomas Edison. I can't even remember what it was.
It was inertia. You were doing one of the Newton's laws.
Inertia. Yeah, you blacked out. That's the way it should be. You blacked out. But, you know, it's just so cool. And I think that's what's been so cool about TEU, right? And that's what I try to tell all these young guys when I try to encourage them to come. I'm like, guys, when are you ever at the front of the line going to have Travis and George and over the years, you know, Mark Andrews and like all these guys that have played for so long. And then at the back of the line, it's like the young, wide-eyed, undrafted free agent rookie who's never even seen an NFL field. And he's just so happy to be there. Like the fact that we have the top of the top, guys that haven't even started their journey yet. And for 2.5 days, everyone's in the same bucket. You're all in the same drills. You're all in the same conversations. You're all at the same parties. You're all in the same bar. Like you're all one and the same from a social, from a connection standpoint, from a fellowship, and then obviously from a football and the guys that you're able to pick their brains. And how does Travis warm up? How does George run his routes? Like, what is he like in practice? Like watching guys' body language, watching guys' work ethic. Like it's just so unique. And then you look around the league and I would say the talent is as widespread and as deep as it's ever been. And I think that's so good for the league. It's so good, obviously, selfishly for the position. And the fact that TEU gets to play like a small little role in like elevating the position across the league. I know, you know, you, George and I, we all take a lot of pride in it.
Dude, we love it, man.
I think the entire position does.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should. I mean, listen, I give George a lot of crap and like National Tight End Day. I'm tired of made up holidays, but like, in all seriousness, like it is crazy to think of what tight ends are in the modern day NFL and how important they are. Like all of the best offenses utilize these tight ends that can be hybrid blockers. They can go out and be a mismatch out at the receiver position. You can spread them out. Like it, all of the best offensive minds want these guys because they offer so many different things you can do formationally, schematically, mismatching depending on what personnel the defense throws on the field. And it feels like tight end U has given this position a platform that it never really had before. And I know that was a reason that you guys all started this was, hey, we need to start like coming together for all tight ends. Like we aren't respected enough. We don't earn the money that a lot of these other star positions do. And we should, because we're as valuable as that. How have you seen the position change on the national scale with tight end U?
Yeah, so I think tight end U certainly played a part of it. I do think the biggest difference between tight end when I came into the league in 2007 and the way it is now, right? So we're talking almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I think the biggest difference was tight end was always seen as like the blue collar, the unsung hero, right? There were stars. Jason Witten was a star. Antonio Gates was a star.
Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez was a star. Shannon Sharp, I was like right on the tail end. So there was prominent players, but they weren't the face of the league, right? They were great players and Hall of Fame players, but they weren't the stars. It was a quarterback-driven league. It was a running back-driven league and wide receivers. Yeah. And then there was like a handful of prominent defensive players, right? Brian Urlacher and Troy Polamalu and those guys, right? So you fast forward to now, and again, I'm not just saying this because Travis is on the pod. I'm not just saying it because he's my buddy and George and Gronk. Like, the position of tight end over my career started being played by the faces of the league. They weren't just really good players. They were stars. The league was building the brand around these individual guys with Gronk and with Trav and with George. And now instead of it all being all quarterbacks on, you know, the commercial for Sunday Night Football or the commercial for the Fox doubleheader, it was always, who are the two quarterbacks? Plaster them up there. The commercials, the guys we saw, that's very different nowadays. So on top of just having elevated roles on their teams, playing in postseason games, winning Super Bowls, being the best player in the Super Bowl, like having the platform of football to play well at the position, and then just all the stuff that comes around it, the off the field, the elevating. I think all of that is like high tide raises all ships, right? So I think it's been a combination of on and off the field elevation. And, obviously Trav's at the forefront of that, and he has been for years, and Gronk and obviously George. And it's just a different time where it's okay for the tight end to be the star of your team, the star of the league. And it wasn't always like that. But I give all these guys a lot of credit because they're really the tip of that spear.
Do you think that that's why we're maybe seeing some more divas at the tight end position than we've ever seen? Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Divas, podcast hosts. I think that's part of it for sure.
We got a young man cooking over there in Chicago, man. Colson Loveland came out hot in Hard Knocks.
If I was these NFL teams, between Colson Loveland, between Aiden Hutchinson, right? Like, they should make every guy at the combine do a stand-up rookie song. Because right now, I was going on that. I was going on that angle. I was going like if you can get up in the room, especially as like a 6'5" white guy, and just crush it and just own the room, you have no choice to be really good. And all the boys are giving you high fives. You're instantly the man. Like, there's no greater feeling than walking out of that team meeting where you're like,
In this week's latest episode of The New Heights, Travis Kelce finally addressed a decision that has quietly dominated fan conversations around the world for weeks. Why he and his fiancée Taylor Swift chose to postpone their wedding, despite being officially engaged and clearly in one of the happiest phases of their relationship. What stood out immediately was the tone. There was no drama, no deflection, and no attempt to blame media pressure or chaotic schedules. Instead, Travis spoke with calm honesty, measured, thoughtful, and reflective of someone entering a deeper stage of maturity, both professionally and personally. The conversation opened directly, with his brother and co-host Jason Kelce voicing the question millions were waiting to hear answered. "Everyone's talking about why you two postponed the wedding," Jason said. "Do you want to clarify that?" Travis didn't hesitate. He smiled, took a breath, and responded with clarity. Postponing doesn't mean retreating. It isn't about doubt or hesitation. It's about intention. He explained that delaying the wedding was a conscious choice made by two people who take marriage seriously and want to honor it properly. According to Travis, both he and Taylor recognize that while the present moment is beautiful, it isn't the ideal time to host the kind of wedding they truly envision. Their lives, he explained, are currently moving at extraordinary speed, each of them standing at different but equally demanding peaks. For Travis, that means entering a critical phase of the upcoming NFL season, not only as a cornerstone of the Kansas City Chiefs, but also as a growing presence in media, entertainment, and brand ventures beyond football. The responsibilities are expanding, not slowing down. For Taylor, it means closing out a massive creative chapter while simultaneously preparing for what comes next. New projects, new artistic directions, and personal recalibration after an intense period of public and emotional investment. Together, the decision to postpone wasn't about stepping back from commitment. It was about protecting it, choosing timing, presence, and intention over rushing a milestone simply because expectations demand it. As Travis made clear, the wedding isn't canceled. It's simply waiting for the moment when both of their worlds allow it to be fully lived, not just scheduled. As Travis continued, the conversation shifted from explanation to perspective. He emphasized that the choice to wait was rooted in respect, not only for each other, but for what marriage represents to them both. Rushing the ceremony, he explained, would have felt disconnected from the values they share. They didn't want a wedding squeezed between obligations or overshadowed by professional demands. He spoke openly about timing, noting that when two lives are moving at full speed, intentional pauses become necessary. This wasn't about postponing joy, it was about making sure the joy is fully present when the moment finally arrives. Jason nodded along, clearly understanding the weight of that distinction. Listeners picked up on the absence of defensiveness in Travis's words. There was no sense of pressure, no attempt to justify the decision to critics. Instead, there was calm certainty. Travis made it clear that commitment doesn't lose its meaning just because the calendar changes. In his view, the strength of a relationship isn't measured by how quickly milestones are reached, but by how thoughtfully they are approached. Jason's reaction mirrored what many fans were feeling. He didn't push for more details or turn the moment into humor. Instead, he acknowledged the maturity behind the decision, noting that it takes confidence to slow things down when the world expects acceleration. For many listeners, this part of the episode reframed the narrative entirely. What had been framed online as delay or uncertainty suddenly sounded like clarity. The wedding wasn't postponed because something was wrong. It was postponed because something was being protected. By the time the conversation moved on, the message was unmistakable. This wasn't about waiting for the right time to commit. It was about waiting for the right time to celebrate that commitment fully.